All right, great. Thanks. Let's go on to the next slide here. Barbara and I have 5 minutes. I'm going to try to go as quickly as possible. Um, what is a project scientist? On directed projects. So NASA says we are going to do this. A project scientist is responsible for ensuring the scientific integrity and success of a project, of a mission. Um, whether it's LRO, MSL, any of the other missions that NASA has done over the last several decades, project scientists are at the helm to provide leadership, oversight, defining the requirements for the mission, and also for making sure that the team, the science team, is diverse and inclusive of the community of which we pull. Um, I know that over the last several years, this has gotten a lot of attention, and certainly going forward, this is something both Barbara and I, as the project scientist for Artemis 3 and 4, will definitely lean into. We also speak publicly regarding the project sciences, the goals and results of the mission. Next, please. This is us, Barbara and I, just last week at a meeting at Goddard. We are working in close concert with headquarters in the SEO office and serve as a single voice to represent the science team and the entire community. We're looking forward to the integration of additional scientists onto our teams, and we're going to ensure that this team works efficiently, clearly, and deliberately. Let's go to the next slide, please. I know Barbara is actually on, and so I might invite Barbara to come off mute and pitch in here. This is the internal science team. This is just a component of what's going to comprise the Artemis 3 science team. We have several different groups. We have the training and ops group, the samples group, the planning and data group, and the payloads group. We anticipate with the addition of the competed geology team and the deployed instrument teams and the participating scientists, that there will be additional voices that we are going to be working with, and we look forward to the inclusion of those new team members in the coming years. Barbara?
Yeah, thanks, Noah. Can you go to the next slide? So each each Artemis mission will have its own unique science team. So the Artemis internal team really goes across all missions, goes across the program, looks ahead strategically to capabilities that we want to come online to address the whole spectrum of the Moon to Mars objectives. But each mission is going to have a unique science team, but it's going to be made up of a lot of diverse components, as Noah said. The internal team, the computed geology team, all of the deployed instruments and the teams and expertise that they bring with them, our participating scientists, and also our community, of course. So the project scientist really is the coordinator of that team, bringing all of those interests to bear, and then managing the resources that science gets allocated for that mission to achieve that mission's science priorities. Those science priorities are going to be created by the complete science team, and they're going to be managed by the project scientists to be able to achieve those goals in service of the whole program. And of course, in concert with our headquarters leadership, as you see there. Next slide. So what we're doing right now, we're, of course, as Noah said, looking forward to bringing on these teams. But even before we do that, we're developing the rules of the regolith, which is the rules of the road for our team, including our team norms, publication policies, data sharing, ways of communicating, team structure, all of those good things that we need to be able to have a coherent team working together for a single goal. We're preparing and even starting to implement training for all of our new team members to integrate them into what's already been done. I think most of you know that NASA's already done a lot of internal planning. All of our competed colleagues are going to need to get integrated into that structure, and then all the fun things like getting onboarded to NASA IT systems and things that take just time and energy. One thing that I wanted to draw your attention to is that we are working with operational psychologists at JSC. They're going to be there to help us really, form a coherent team, not work out issues if we have them, but also be there to observe and make sure that we are following good practices, best practices for forming a diverse team and for really hearing all voices and making sure all voices contribute along our many strengths that we have and our different styles that we bring to the table. And so keeping the right people connected across all of these boxes is really key. Back to you, Noah.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for that, Barbara. We'll follow the rules of the regolith to a T, but we want to make sure that the rules of the regolith are reflective of the needs of this team and the community as well. Barbara and I, we talk to each other quite a bit. We're both excited to represent the community. We're both excited for the opportunity to get Artemis off on the right foot scientifically and look forward to working with the community to do this. Let's go to the next slide, Sam, if there is a next slide. So what we're doing now, we're ongoing trades. Barbara and I, our Outlook calendars are getting messier and messier by the day, and that's good. We are bringing lunar science into the fold. Jake and Sarah have done an exceptional job of building a team, of building an internal structure to ensure that science, what you'll hear as utilization, is at the forefront of every Artemis discussion. We're working within Artemis at every level. We're creating a number of data products, and I want to tip my cap to our slide runner here, Sam, who is not only coordinating the data for today's meeting, but also for the entirety of the Artemis project. We look forward to bringing on these new team members through the geology team, the deployed instruments, and participating scientists. We are going, and we're excited. I want to point out that today is a very auspicious day as well. 62 years ago today, President Kennedy gave his famous speech to Congress, setting the stage for Apollo. And here we are with Artemis 2 on a T and Artemis 3 shortly to follow. And then Barbara Cohen gets to rock and roll with Artemis 4. And then we go from there. And so we're at exciting times, but we need this community. We need all 180 participants in this workshop to be working with us, to be calling us out when we don't meet the needs of the community. But it's going to be exciting times and couldn't be happier to be part of it.